Alright YouTube, coming at you with another kayak review today. This was a request by a viewer on the last kayak review, so we'll just go ahead and jump right in it. If you want to see the stand-up paddling of this kayak, I'll put a link in the description. You can go ahead and jump to the end, and you'll see myself and my brother both stand-up paddling this kayak. But we'll just go ahead and jump right in it. Today we've got the Perception Striker. This is the angling edition. It's 11.5 foot, 500-pound weight capacity kayak by Perception. We can just go ahead and start in the bow, go bow to stern just like I did last time. This thing is a beast of a kayak. Sits super high out of the water, super stable. Starting up here in the bow, you've got this front 8-inch hatch. Just screws on, opens up, and there is absolutely a ton of dry storage under the front. You've got this bungee. You can bungee things on top of this kind of flat platform up here. But like I said, this thing holds a ton of storage up front. Coming back, one of the things that denotes this as the angling edition versus the regular standard edition is this Scottie Rod Mount. Comes standard. The other thing that comes standard on this kayak, being the angling edition, is the anchor trolley. The seat does not come with the kayak. This is an added-on. I just wanted to throw that on there just to show you kind of what it would look like, as well as the paddle clip here on the side. That is additional. Those are the only two things that have been added to this kayak. Anyway, coming back up here, so we've got the Scottie Rod Mount. You've got this nice stand-up strap, which is what I said in the last video. The Pescador Pro could really use one of those. That's super handy, super nice. Something that is also different about this kayak is you've got these molded in foot pegs instead of the adjustable foot pegs. So advantage, disadvantage is kind of a personal preference kind of deal. I think it's kind of nice. You don't have to reach down and adjust your pedals if you're paddling on a long day and want to stretch your legs out or shorten them up. Either way, you don't have to adjust anything. There's multiple different lengths that you can put your feet to and be comfortable. They've got the deep molded in grips on both sides here to carry your kayak, and then you've got a little glove box compartment here, just a little rubber like Tupperware lid style that goes on top, and you've got a string that attaches to the bottom. There is no bag here. That'd be kind of nice to have a bag, a little dry bag that you can put in here, but that gets you even more access to the boat underneath for dry storage. This is a 2-position seat. You can go high or low. This is in the high position right now. I'll go ahead and have Josh step in here and peel that out, and we'll show you what the low position looks like too. In the high position and low position, I'll tell you both of these seating arrangements are higher than the Pescador Pro. If I'm in my high position seating, his low position seating is still higher than my high. So this thing rides super high out of the water. Pretty comfortable little seat. Moving on back, you've got 4 rod holders that shoot out at an angle, 45-degree angle coming out the back of the kayak. So your rods are kind of sticking out this direction. Kind of nice. Big, large tank well back here. Can fit a ton of gear. One thing that I really don't like is that these bungees, you can't pull them off. I mean, this is all strapped in. I wish this had some J-hooks here where you could open that up and put a bunch of gear in there, strap the bungee back over the top, but it'd be a pretty easy fix. You can see this is already molded out here for a 5-gallon bucket. You could also fit a milk crate back here, no problem. Josh, I'm gonna have you flip the kayak over now. I'm gonna show you the underhull. This is what makes this kayak so stable. This thing is almost like a pontoon style. You can see it's got one big pontoon up here, another pretty deep keel here in the front and the rear, and then another big pontoon down here. And this thing just keeps it super stable, especially in like windy environments. You're not gonna have any problems with this boat rocking. The one thing I'll tell you that I don't like, another thing I don't like about this kayak is there's a lot of wasted storage underneath this seat. This thing is huge. I mean, this sits out of the kayak, big domed. I'll pop this off here real quick so I can just show you. This thing is just a huge dome coming out of the kayak, and there's no way to access dry storage. I think that would have been a really good idea by perception to put a hatch back here in the back to where you could access all this dry storage that's sitting way out. I think it's just a lot of wasted space. They could have done something better with that. All in all, good kayak, super solid on the water, paddles pretty well, tracking's decent, but for an 11.5-foot boat, I think this is probably the most stable boat that you're gonna get. So we're gonna go ahead and switch to a clip of stand-up paddling this thing with myself and my brother now, so we'll go ahead and go to that now.
All right, so here we are out on the water. Got the Perception Striker. It's got the 2-position seating. I'm in the low position now. And you scoot up here and got the high position. It's got the stand-up strap, so you can stand up in it. Give you reference, I'm about 6'2", 200 pounds, and I can stand up in it, super stable, just fine. Paddling, super easy to paddle. Maneuvers really well in the water. Has a really nice ride height, sits up nice in the water. I have no trouble paddling it, and I'm a fairly large guy. So if you're looking for something with a lot of stability, easy to stand in, got the 2-position seating, this might be the kayak for you.
Alright, you just saw Josh standing up in this Perception Striker. It's an 11.5-foot kayak by Perception, holds up to 500-pound capacity. I'm about 6 foot, 150, 155 pounds, and you can see it's super stable, probably the most stable kayak that I've been in. You can walk around no problem, stand up. It's got different spots to place your paddle throughout the boat, which is nice. And just to show you how stable this thing is, I'll get out and stand on the end of it. And you can see it's still not even sinking the front of this kayak. I'm 150 pounds, so that tells you how stable it is. We could put 2 people on this and not have a problem. So.
Alright, just to do a quick little recap, this boat is extremely stable, handles really well in small and larger waters. It is under 12 foot at that 11.5 foot range, so you can handle some of the smaller rivers, some streams, floats pretty well in the shallow stuff as well. You can get down into about the 4-inch range and not have to worry about dragging. Some advantages of the kayak: extremely stable. It's got quite a bit of that dry storage. I wish the back behind the seat had some more storage. They could have utilized that space a little bit better, but overall there's tons of storage. 2-position seating, so you've got the high and the low. Disadvantages is it's gonna not come with your seat. If you get the angling model, it already comes pre-made with the Scottie Rod Mount and the anchor trolley. Some people might like or have a preference of a certain brand anchor trolley or rod holder over those two. If that's the case, just go ahead and get the base model. It starts at $499. The angling model is right around that $580, $590 mark, so not quite $100 more. It is pretty heavy. It does not come with the seat, so you have to purchase all this stuff extra. Once it's all said and done, you're still going to get a pretty cheap kayak out of the deal. Super stable kayak. You've got tons of gear you can haul in this thing too. So overall, great kayak. I'd highly recommend it for a larger guy. I don't think a smaller guy really needs a kayak this big, unless you're just really looking to load it down with gear and want something extremely stable. So if you like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If there's any other reviews you guys would like to see or any other content that you think would be fun to watch on here, go ahead and leave that in the comments as well. As always, I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.